I will once again appeal to those who are seated at the back to come closer. Let's fill in the seats, at least from row 3 going back. Let's fill those seats and allow the back seats to be vacant so that those who will come late will join us silently at the back. So ke ngiyacela ke sizeke ngingaze nginibize ngamagama ngoba abanye benu ngiyabazi oThokozani ngiyababona laphana. No, Joseph, I can see most of you there. Please come forward, come closer. Abanye babo sasifunda nabo, abanye sasibhukuda nabo. I see them. They always used to be behind. There will be no questions or experiments. It's not a science class. You don't have to sit far away. But if you came here with the purpose of dodging, then you can sit there at the back. So thank you very much. I think let's start. And if you refuse to come forward, I will then identify you to start a national anthem. So you are going to lead us because you want to lead there from the back. But no, that is in a very lighter note. Can we all stand so that we can sing the national anthem? I'm not sure whether they have anything recorded there. I will start it, then I'll leave it to you to continue. I'll come back when we finish. Are we ready? Usually we all stand, we take off our hat and our glasses and let us sing. Nkosi sikeleli Afrika maluphakanyiso phondolwayo izwa imithandazo yethu Nkosi sikelela thina lusapho lwayo morena buloka sechapa sa eso ufedisendintwali matswenye usibuluke sechapa sa eso sechapa sa South Africa, South Africa. 80 blom van ons hemel, 80 diepte van ons je. Oor ons je weggegeven, des voor de kranse antwoord geeft. Songs to come together, and united we shall stand. Let us live and strive for freedom in South Africa, our land. Thank you very much. You may be seated. Angizushuta amandla. I think sikushilo sonke lokho ngenhliziyo because we are used to that. Thank you very much. Can we all be seated? That's why I was saying let's sit at the front so that we allow those who are coming in so that they don't look for seats at the front. But thank you very much. My name is Sanele Mlotshwa. I am the principal of Majuba TVET College, and I'm also a member of the board for SASCE, which is the organization that has organized this Will Africa conference. I'm also a member of the board for QCTO. I'm an executive member, and I'm also chairing the committee called Quality Assurance Committee for QCTO. I saw there are some QCTO officials here. They must always remember I'm their boss. So we're here, gathered here. Let me just give you a brief information about SASCE. SASCE is the South African Society for Cooperative Education. It is a non-profit organization dedicated to supporting individuals and institutions in integrating academic studies with quality workplace-based learning, SASCE advocates and promotes cooperative education throughout Southern Africa, linking academic institutions, businesses, and communities. It's improving employability of WIL learners and graduates. It's partnering in the coordination of access to WIL student placement, providing access to experts, advice on WIL strategy and implementation for the stakeholder community, and advocating for cooperative and work integrated learning education in Africa. At the forefront of student work readiness and development, the vision for SASCE is to be the center of excellence for cooperative and work integrated education in South Africa. Its mission is to advance cooperative and work integrated education through the creation of Intelligence Hub for policy advocacy, research, development, employability, and entrepreneurship. Its objectives, I'll just mention one, is to improve employability of WIL students and provide businesses with quality HR capacity for growth. So I'm just introducing SASCE to those who may not have heard what is it, this SASCE, and what is it about. I think briefly I've given that, but I know that the President will also emphasize on the who we are. But as we begin with our program today, we are so honored to have one of our prestigious and esteemed principals, who's who happened to be the Vice Chancellor and the principal of Cape Peninsula University. He is a registered, or this CPUT is a registered public higher education institution in Cape Town. Hence, we said we will be welcomed by the resident institution at this city of Cape Town. His previous position was a Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research, Technology, Innovation, and Partnerships here at CPUT. Prof. Tlhapho holds a BSc Chemistry and Mathematics. He got it from the University of Limpopo, as an MSc Chemistry from University of Limpopo, and also a PhD Chemistry from the University of Northwest. He also holds an HED from the University of Limpopo. He has undertaken numerous postdoctoral training sessions in subject-specific fields, as well as in research management and technology transfer. He has trained, supervised, and lectured across South African higher education institutions, and he has occupied a number of senior positions as HEIs and science councils. He has presented numerous papers nationally and internationally, and is well known in the international research management field. He is a fellow of the International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry and worked within Commission 4, where he focused on the IUPAC projects. He headed the Department of Chemistry at the University of Free State before joining the National Research Foundation. At the NRF, he participated in building research capacity and capabilities within HEIs through the development of national and international strategic partnerships. So I'm not going to finish. It's quite a very long 18 pages of his biography. So let me welcome Prof. Tlhapho, who's the father here, who's a vice chancellor as well as the principal of CPUT, which is co-hosting with SASCE this conference. Prof, you may come. Let's give him a very big round of applause.
Thank you so much, Program Director, for the very kind introduction. And my task this morning is very easy, is to welcome you at the Cape Peninsula University of Technology, and indeed in the Western Cape on behalf of the 4 other institutions, because we fall under the umbrella of Cape Higher Education Consortium. Let me start this welcome with a quote that I think is apt for the occasion today, and it is one of the quote that is coming from a very interesting movie, which is a science fiction film, The Matrix, the 1999 movie. And there is a line that goes as follows: "You hear that, Mr. Anderson? That is the sound of inevitability. It is the sound of your death. Goodbye, Mr. Anderson." Those who know the movie, you'll know it's Agent Smith. I will actually share with you why I'm going that particular direction. Is because if we don't reinvent will, we may as well say goodbye. If we take into account the technological forces that are shaping the higher education now, they are actually said to be technological futurism that we are facing. And I also wanted to quote George Kosa, who said, I quote, "Technology will never replace great teachers, but technology in the hands of great teachers is transformational," close quote. President of Southern African Society of Cooperative Education, or SASCI, Ms. Nessie, and your entire team, all guests from near and far, members of technology-focused institutions under the umbrella TENSA, our co-host, Majuba College, West Coast, and all the TVET College here present, our sponsors and funders, all sitters here present, stakeholders, collaborators, all in pursuance of will, internship, apprenticeship, you name them. All of you are welcome. If I happen to have forgotten anybody, let me rely on the two maxims of law, which is de minimis non curat lex and in dubio pro reo. And I'm sure I will actually be covered. Good morning, everyone. It is an important moment and extreme pleasure to welcome each one of you to the 5th Will Africa Conference, aptly themed Challenges and Solutions for Will in the 21st Century, the African Perspective. These conferences addresses, among others, pressing challenges in work-integrated learning across the SADC, as well as policy implementation. As Max Eastwood will say, smile is the universal welcome. As an institution, we are smiling and we are welcoming you to the Cape Peninsula University of Technology. It is so wonderful to see all of you here on this wonderful day in Cape Town. This is a perfect weather for a conference of this nature, and we have ordered specially for you. Having had a glimpse at the program, I'm convinced that this is going to be an awesome conference in a great city, a remarkable city leaning at the continent's edge, or what we refer to as Mother City. Program Director, as a chairperson of TENSA, I'm not only bringing you greetings from the Cape Peninsula University of Technology, but from all technology-focused universities in TENSA. This stretches from University of Venda all the way to Walter Sisulu University, and from University of Mpumalanga all the way to Central University of Technology. All of them are saying, please convey the message that We are all behind this particular conference, and you are welcome. The main objective of this body, TENSA, is to promote relevant, impactful, and globally competitive qualifications, skills, research, and innovation. As I've been introduced, I'm Professor Chris Nhlapo, the Vice Chancellor and Principal of the Cape Peninsula University of Technology, otherwise known as CPUT. We always say we are CPUT and not CPUT or Kaput or any other truncated version. We at CPUT pride ourselves in creating better futures. Your future starts with us. We at CPUT pride ourselves in acknowledging that there is a direct link between the past, the present, and the future. As Anna Akhmatova will actually say, as the future ripens in the past, so the past rots in the future. More people are more comfortable with old problems than with new solutions. I hope in your discussion at this conference, you'll bring new solutions to will and infuse innovation. But as you do so, please recall the curse of knowledge is always closing your mind to what you don't know. And this is the difference between an expert or a person who knows the path and the person who has walked the path. Because innovation must always meet education. Innovation is not linear. It does not develop in simple linear fashion. Innovation is never happenstance. Innovation is an interactive process. That's why as a country we are following what is called the National System of Innovation approach to innovation. At CPUT, we are now tapping collective strengths to create a smart university. Let me take this opportunity to share with you our earlier challenges in the past vision and mission of the institution, especially Vision 2020 that we have heard in the past. We realized that we did relatively well in the past, but we could have done better had we massively and deliberately invested in soft human-related elements in all our programs. Hence the current focus on oneness, ubuntu, ubunye, uungafani in one smart CPUT. Here are some of the key lessons and challenges that we learned. It was never about ideation, because ideation without execution is nothing more than delusion. But it was about unleashing the potential of everyone inside the circle of safety. It was just about matters of biology and anthropology. It is about empathizing before we criticize. It is not about hearing, but listening to what is said. It is not about coming up with all ideas, but create an environment in which great ideas can thrive. It is not about being in charge, but taking charge of those in your charge. It is about broad and deep view on epistemologies in the service of communities, which is what an African university must actually do, paying heed to epistemologies of the Global South. Overall, doing a good business, because being good is a good business. The experience alerted us to the deep-rooted need for change to institutional culture, visions, and ambition. I must state that it was very hard at the beginning, but we are enjoying that now. But like any other change, it is always hard at the beginning, messy in the middle, and fantastic at the end. It follows what Kemi said, a sigmoidal curve, or an S-curve for that matter. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a dream, an audacious dream of aspiring to build a smart university equivalent of MIT in Cambridge. This African dream is the recognition of the full potential of staff and students. We are acutely aware that the world was not created piecemeal. Therefore, Africa was born no later and no earlier than any other geographical area on the globe. A university that we are building is the one that embraces the quintessential essence of a university of technology, that UT-ness. A university that is a model for universities of technology, always fusing academic knowledge with practical purpose. So we wanted to say boldly, if you wanted to see a university of technology or a model university of technology, come to CPUT. It's about being entrepreneurial, that discipline entrepreneurship. A university that is fully aware that the future students belong to the native digital generation who are well exposed to emerging technologies and knowledge economy, social platforms, and the World Wide Web. A university that is acutely aware that this generation of students are far more creative and politically active and astute than their predecessors. Program Director, that is one smart CPUT we are building, a construct with two dimensions, that of oneness and smartness. One smart CPUT is both a physical and a virtual environment led by humans coming together to create a more humane, immersive, interactive, and automated experience for students, staff, faculty, researchers, and the stakeholders of a university. A smart university successfully harnesses the potential of digital technology and connected devices and the use of digital networks to improve people's lives through technology, embrace teaching, learning, research, and engagement. In conclusion, Program Director, Ms. Mlosho, I wanted to say, homo sum humani ame aniliam puto, ex nihilo nihil fit. Nothing happens out of nothing. Nothing happens ex nihilo. We are aware of the hard work that the organizers have put into realization of this conference. As a consequence, I wanted to say to all of you, continue your good work and continue enhancing student employability and graduate outcomes. And of course, continue with your ability of graduate to successfully transition rapidly into the evolving world of work and changing labor market. Continue to innovatively embrace innovative role models, which will enable participation by a broader range of organizations, including small to medium enterprises. Continue to ensure that innovative approaches that address the needs of all stakeholders is embraced. And my last word of unsolicited advice to all of you is that as you engage during this conference, please pay heed to the following, that it is about hope, H-O-P-E, and job, J-O-B, that is actions for impact. Approach the disagreement as dances and not battles. During conferences of this nature, there are a lot of debates, but please take that as unchoreographed dance. And once choreographed, we'll be able to have the same rhythm. Have a more nuanced collective conversation and rethink will, unless we go back to the metaphor that I made earlier on, that whether you choose the red pill or the blue pill, whether you are ignorant or, of course, you are actually left behind. And please know that strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory. But tactics without strategy is the noise before defeat. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, enkosi kakhulu mawethu ndiyabulela. Makube kuhle, kube mandi. I also wanted to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for hosting this wonderful conference. And welcome. I also wanted to say, dames en heren, baie dankie vir hierdie ongelooflike geleentheid om enkele gedagtes met u te wissel. Dit is vir my en my spannetjie 'n groot voorreg. Enjoy your day. Thank you.
Siyabonga kakhulu. Thank you so much, Prof. Siyabonga Sigegede. Ndaba. Nongombili ngaba yinye weza nonina. Mabulala umuntu emhleka athi ha 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 kubulela kokhahlamba. Siyabonga Dube elimthende. Siyabonga, thank you very much, Prof. Let me also apologize that we did not establish the protocols. That will be done by the President when he comes to do the official opening of this conference. Then we'll all write on those protocols. We'll never repeat them, but we'll write on them. Thank you so much. We are now welcomed by the Vice Chancellor and the Principal of CPUT, not Siput. So siyabonga kakhulu sizizwa sisekhaya, and he did excellently well because he indicated that he's not only representing the CPUT, but all the institutions of higher learning in this area, as well as those that are outside of this area, because we are in real Africa. So we are now rising to the level of Africa. We are not going to remain here in South Africa. So let me then now welcome our President of SASKE, Ume Umama Unombulelo Sesinglesi, who's the Chief Executive Officer of the Education, Training and Development Practices Sector and Education and Training Authority, ETDP SITA, and has been at the helm of this organization since 2004. Prior to her appointment as CEO, she was with the Department of Education National Office, where she was appointed as the Director for Teacher Development from 1999 to 2004. Mrs. Nglesi was the Chief Education Specialist for Curriculum and Teacher Development since 1998 to 1999, and the Deputy Chief Education Specialist Teacher Supply, Utilization and Development in 1997 to 1998. Both these posts were based at the Gauteng Department of Education. She is now a very seasoned CEO. She was a chairperson of CEO Forum for quite a number of years, and she is currently a deputy chairperson of CEO's Forum. She is a president of SASKE, and she is now going to come and do the official opening of this conference and also establish the protocols for this conference. Mayor Nglesi, you can ascend the stage. Asimnikeze inkulu izandla. She is also very beautiful and youthful.
Thank you, Program Director. Thank you very much. I normally call them principals. Otishom Kulu. Thank you very much, Program Director, Mr. Mlotshwa. I thought you would establish the protocol as Program Director. That's now I have to carry this. Let me Really thank you for giving me the opportunity. And allow me to extend my heartfelt greetings to each and every one of you on behalf of the SASKI board members. And before I just start, I would request that those members of the board should humbly stand so that the people can see the leadership of SASKI. I know you may not have expected this, but I'm doing all of this on behalf of the board. Can you please stand as members? Because without the board members of SASKI, we would not be here today. And I'm not going to call them by names and introduce them, but I want you at the time that is convenient to yourselves to be able to interact further with them, because they are today your host. Thank you very much, members. Please sit. Let me acknowledge the vice chancellors that are here and their representatives from various private and public institutions. And it is indeed an honor to Prof. Nhlapo, the VC of CPUT, where we are having a partnership on work integrated learning as ETTB SETA and the university, CPUT. That's how we call it, Prof. Next time we will do it better. Thank you very much, really, for honoring and being part of this event today, together with your staff that is present today. We want to acknowledge all public and private institutions that are here. And yesterday, I was thrilled to see so many representatives from Menkosa. We are gelling together and getting to be where we're supposed to be here. To the TVET principals that are here in person, their representatives, colleagues from various TVET colleges that were here, and also our FET institutions that are here. This is where it should matter most in terms of the technical vocational education and training and work integrated learning, and foster these relationships with our higher education institutions. The SETA CEOs that are here, there's quite a lot of those, and there is also representation from the Association of SETA CEOs Forum here. We do have quite a number of those, and these are the skills captains, and therefore, please make sure that you interact with them. We're also graced at this event by the presence of our quality councils that are here and the chief executive officer of our quality councils for trades and occupations, the chief executive from National Skills Authority who is here, and leadership of SAPCO, leadership of USEF, leadership of TENSA. You can see the kind of people that are here getting together to discuss the challenges and solutions to will in Africa. To the Department of Higher Education and Training, and also I should say that we're also blessed that government is with us. The Western Cape government, led by the Deputy Director General for Economic Operations, Mr. Rashid Tufi. We really appreciate, sir, for your presence. We are having our international guests that are here. We have Professor Kirsten from University of, from New Zealand, yes. I had the name here, now it's just disappeared. We really wanted to appreciate the presence of everyone. Ladies and gentlemen from various institutions, the Association of Private Public Providers that are here, and the individuals that have come on their own and from their institutions. And I may not have called you by names. We really acknowledge and thank your presence for being here. We have quite a number of speakers that will be giving us some kind of insights into the solutions that we can have. I must say that in addition to the VC, we are represented by our mother body, which is WACE, the World Association for Cooperative Education. And we do have a presentation that will be made, I think it's virtual, by Ms. Nora Magre, who is coming from the University of Waterloo. Mr. Nyewe is here also, that is going to be giving us some kind of the insights from our Unilever institution. Is coming, that is part of the industry that is here. And there's nothing, colleagues, that we can do if we don't have industry on board in our discussions and deliberations. We have quite a number of our speakers. I will not go in terms of that. Most of our speakers are going to be introduced as they are coming in all our sessions. But please check our program. You will be able to see most of these profound counter speakers that are going to be dealing with the issues that are at hand. We have international speakers, we have the local speakers, and we really appreciate and thank you for that. It is indeed a profound honor, therefore, to stand today at this conference on work integrated learning in Africa. As we gather here under the theme, Challenges and Solutions for Work Integrated Learning in the 21st Century, and looking into the perspective of Africa. They call it a dark continent, and that name shall be banished as we leave this conference. Central to the theme will be the kind of the proposed sustainable solutions to the many of the challenges. We all know the challenges that are confronting us, but what we need to zoom into is the solutions that are sustainable to those challenges that we're having. As we confront our challenges under this theme, we know that in Africa in general, and in South Africa in particular, we are confronted with the triple challenges of unemployment, poverty, and inequality, and we have to tackle those. And we believe that poverty and inequality are as a result of unemployment. And we have a number of our graduates in this country that are unemployed. We also have a number of young people in this country who are not in education, not in training, and not in employment. And we give them a nice title. We call it the NEET group. So when you see the NEET, it will be like, they are beautiful, they are looking. It's NEET group. So these are some of the challenges that we are having that will need these solutions into that. And therefore, we have to confront our traditional educational paradigms, Prof. Our curriculum as Africa, a decolonized country, we want to do away with the kind of the curriculum that has been brought about by colonial regimes. And that is the first challenge that the work integrated learning should do, is to seek solution to decolonization of such curriculum. Because that curriculum has been made to be at the receiving end, to be taught and regurgitating the facts instead of having the skills to doing and have some kind of self-employment at the end of the day. And therefore, the focus on work integrated learning at this conference is to ensure that WIL bridges the gap between theoretical knowledge and practice. Learning by doing is not just a possibility that it must be there, it is a necessity. Our country is swelling, as I've indicated, with unemployed young people, with graduates that are unemployed. They are not having the skills that are needed by the industries at the end of the day. That's what the perception is all about. And these are the individuals and future leaders of this country, ambitious individuals, and therefore ensuring integration between work and learning, or learning and work, whichever comes first, will propel our economies to prosperity. We are striving for a prosperous South Africa, a prosperous Africa, so that their people can prosper as well. To fully capitalize, therefore, our resources towards this conference, there are so many things that we need to do before we leave tomorrow to ensure that we have fostered alliances across all sectors, be it government, be it our institutions of teaching and learning, be it the individuals, and be it the academia. Let us pool our resources together. We may have different organizations, different missions, but at the end of the day, we are challenged in the same manner in terms of poverty, unemployment, and inequalities in our country. And therefore, we need to pull together our resources and our expertise towards resolving the challenges that we're having. We need to encourage that the policies of government that we're having for will and the support and resources that are there should be maximized, and we move just towards policy formulations into the implementation and realization of the objectives that we seek to get at this conference. We therefore also need to create platforms for regular dialogues like this between academia, government, industry captains, as well as the individuals that are having a common agenda with all of us. And we need to find solutions that will respond directly to the challenges that we confront as a country. Professor Nhlapo has spoken a lot about the technologies that we need to embrace. I need not go into details in that. But we know that for us to look at will, we can't look at will in the last 2 years that we had in 2022. Hence, we're talking about will in the 21st century. And we need to be globally competitive whilst we understand the local challenges and the solutions to those challenges that we confront as a country and as a continent at the end of the day. We need to make sure that we apply these technologies in such a manner that there is no confrontation with humanity and also the human element that is there. However, we have to make sure that we capitalize on the technologies for purposes of efficiency and effectiveness at the end of the day, so that our will is also not backward, and we look in terms of the means, so that the students that are there or other people, young people that seek self-employment and employability can be able to take advantage of the resources that we're having. As we gather here again, I would really call upon each and every one of us to pledge and forge all our potential towards understanding the plight that is faced by our young people in South Africa and in Africa in general. How are we going to change the status quo? How are we going to change the conditions under which our young people are suffering? As leaders that are gathered here today, what legacy are we going to be leaving behind after this conference? What are we going to do with the resolutions that we're having? Many of presenters here will be those that have taken the studies and done significant research studies on work integrated learning. The question that remains, what happens to those studies? What happens to those findings? What happens to those recommendations? Are they going to find expression in the implementation for work integrated learning that is responsive to the challenges that we confront as a continent? We have to build future leaders, and we can only build future leaders that are capable, that are able to sustain not only themselves, their families, their communities, and the nation at large. And therefore, I'm really calling upon each and every one of us to embrace this kind of the conference, to be part and parcel of this conference, to make a contribution meaningful, and every voice will count. When we leave this place, we'll have to make sure that we go and implement things that will change the dark continent into a white continent and a decolonized kind of the continent. The way in which we facilitate teaching and learning, the way we're looking at the curriculum, we can no longer do things as we have done in the past if we want to change. As has been said by those remarkable Einsteins of the time, they said that we cannot continue doing the same thing and expect to have different results. In conclusion, I would like once more to thank you very much for coming and being present. There might be those that are going to be listening virtually and present online. We really appreciate each and every one of you for your contribution, for being present, for being here, for taking time to come here to make a contribution. And if we're here collectively with all our wisdom, expertise, we can be able to change things for the best. Each and every one of us must be a change agent. And when we leave these premises, would have made it clear that at the conference that happened, in the nice weather that was ordered by Western Cape people, we saw a difference. Let us make a difference in the lives of those people that were leading. We can't come every day and talk about issues and have it nice to have a conference. How was the conference? It was nice. It cannot be nice. The conference is made or it has been organized so that we can be able to find solutions and we can contribute to the challenges that we're having. We don't have to dwell in the challenges that we're having. Africa is rich in minerals. Africa is a rich country, but we are all taking our minerals and export them. Africa and South Africa is rich in gold, but the ring that I'm having today is Swiss American ring. Meanwhile, it's coming from De Beers Consolidated
readiness. This was coming from a point where people were saying employers keep complaining that our students are not able to communicate. And as education institutions, we keep saying, but we teach them communication. We've got communication modules. So we as a commission, that need was identified. And again, there was an issue that we knew that students felt that they were not prepared enough prior to engaging with the world of work. So we were also just looking at that and also saying, what are the barriers? What is not happening? What is happening? And a lot of issues came up there. For an example, the issue of resource allocation in WIL offices came out very, very strongly, particularly in the TVET sector, but also, Prof. Nhlapo, even in the higher education, our offices are thinly spread for the amount of work that we are doing. And unfortunately, higher education administration people that are responsible for workload models in higher education think that our work is just administrative. You know, no, they just pick up a phone and call the employer and boom, 50 students placed. It takes so many hours and so much sweat and hard work to place one student. As a result, the resource allocation in the WIL offices really, really needs to be looked at. And okay, sorry, my screens are not what I'm talking to. Okay, fine, sorry. So these are the Students' Commission. Okay, so learning in the workplace. There was a need identified to strengthen the monitoring and evaluation to ensure that students effectively integrate WIL. This came from when students were saying, you know, we go there and we don't see anyone for the duration of the time that we are there. And colleagues in work integrated learning, we do need to agree that that cannot happen. We cannot have our students in a workplace and just dump them there. It cannot happen. A proposed action here was that there needs to be an established process of WIL supervision, and this should entail developing